How is Gossip Girl getting all of these pictures? Like, they aren't even far shots from the bushes. These are shots right in front of them. You're telling me they aren't seeing the widows take pictures right in front of them? I would be so paranoid. This isn't healthy for either of these girls. They're literally minors. And why hasn't this teacher targeted anyone else? Let the obsession rest, first of all. But anyways, plot-wise, Gillian is looking for her next boyfriend and she can't find anyone, so she goes partying with Max while he records her, doing everything for social media. They both find out that their dads are being shady. Gillian's dad is lying about going on business trips in order to see his girlfriend, while Max's dad is literally on a hookup app. And yeah, one of those is definitely worse than the other, but we continue. Gillian and Max basically set up their dads at the theatre. Gillian stalks and invites her dad's girlfriend. Kind of awkward, but not that bad of a situation. In the end, he apologizes for not being honest and he admits that he only wanted Gillian to feel like the only girl, the only woman that's important in his life. That's why he lied. But we get over it, whatever. And then Max gets Aki to catfish as his teacher to his dad, and it works perfectly. I really love the feminine father. Like, he's so pretty and elegant too. Like, I felt so bad for him when everything got exposed. To have someone try and cheat on you and then turn around and say, "Oh, but I love you, though," it's such a slap in the face, because how can you lie like that? It sounds like you have an attachment to me, but love is not what you were exhibiting, because someone that loves you would be mindful of how their actions affect you. But you weren't being mindful, were you? And I'm not gonna lie, at the end, I don't know why the teacher let Max stay in his house after what he did. People need to learn how to set firm boundaries. You wanted Max to leave you alone, and now you're letting him sleep in your home. As I said before, student teacher relationships aren't it. We can't romanticize this in any type of way. I just hope we continue to avoid it. Next plot, we find out Audrey's been sleeping with Max consistently. I thought it was just going to be a one-time thing, and clearly he must be good in bed. This guy is a menace to society. Like, how can you be intimate with both partners in this relationship and feel no guilt about it? Like, maybe he does feel guilty, but when I look at Max, he just looks like he doesn't give a fuck 24/7. I'm just saying, like, if that was me flip-flopping from partner to partner, and these are my friends that I've known since we were kids, I would feel so bad. But yeah, clearly Max is just built different in it, so I can't relate. Because there are people in this world that just wake up and choose violence. And those people are Max. Aki's feeling guilty for making out with Max, and I know it's only a single offense compared to the serial cheater Audrey, but there's a lot to unpack there, because I'm not gonna lie, he might be bisexual, like, from everything that we've seen. And I know one kiss doesn't define someone, but let's not lie, him and Max had a bit of romantic tension before the kiss even happened. So let's be honest, this might be a sexual awakening coming up. And then midway through the episode, after Max is done snorting cocaine and crying, he exposes Aki and Audrey to each other. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, but it was still so messy. Like, I'm glad they weren't that upset with each other. They just felt guilty for what they had done to the other partner. So the fact they got over it pretty well was nice to see. But obviously, I don't think this is the end of this kind of shabackle. Like, I feel like it's gonna eventually continue into something else. I just don't know what. I really can't predict this show. Next storyline is Zoya and Obi, and as I said in the last video, nothing that happens could make me root for them. I'm not a supporter of this relationship at all. But yeah, Luna's doing what she does best, being a bitch online, and agrees to change up Zoya's look after insulting her, making a whole hashtag. Do you know how evil that is? But yeah, not because she suddenly wants to be nice and be her friend, but in case Gillian falls, so she wants Zoya as a backup just in case Zoya becomes profitable in the future. The advice she gives Zoya though is very weird. Like, the way she was explaining it made sense, but it was still very much like Who the fuck cares? So, for example, she was saying, oh, you need to wear blurry eye contact so you don't make eye contact with nobody. So you're always looking very mysterious. You're not supposed to eat. You can never look at the camera. I'm thinking, oh, this is a lot. And Zoya took the advice, and I don't blame her. She's 14. People are impressionable. But yeah, when Zoya showed up for her date at the theater, I don't know if Luna arranged her look as well, but Zoya's hair was very, very frizzy. Like, did the babe ban hair oil as well? Because her hair has always been looking nice. This time, I was just thinking this is looking very dry. Where's the moisturization? Did you come here in a rush? You could have just left it in curls, because this whole straightening thing, I don't think is working out for you, babe. So, with all the advice Zoe had taken on, she was obviously acting very weird. And not in the quirky, weird type of way, it was in the more cringy, weird kind of way. Just watching her behave and not make eye contact and just be very odd. It was just very, like, I don't know who's impressed by this behavior, but it's definitely not me. But at the same time, my opinion doesn't really matter. I'm not rich. So we continue. She eventually gets hungry, so she stops acting the way that she was acting. She starts talking normally how she was talking, and she eventually starts talking to Obi. She tells him that he needs to take some responsibility for how Jillian's changed, because it wasn't unprovoked. Of course, his social status put pressure on her to change into the person that she became. And then, perfect timing, Julian walks outside and he talks to her and takes accountability for his role to play in her, in influencing her to change into the person that he now says, oh, I don't like her anymore, she's different. And it's like, big man, you are literally the Prince of New York. Let's relax. From there, Gillian decides to take a break from social media by leaving her phone at home. But that makes Luna and Monte very unhappy. Well, obviously. So they decide to start being conniving again, and yeah, I'll be honest, they never stop being conniving. Like, these bitches have been rude and disrespectful from episode 1 all the way to episode 3. Like, I've not seen them have a nice bone in their body, but I digress. But yeah, that's basically the plot of that part. And I really love the scene where they show that Monte is obviously a lesbian. And a lot of shows will say in interviews, oh yeah, this person is gay. But in the actual show, they will not show any of that. They're just saying it so it sounds inclusive. But when you actually watch the TV show, it's like, oh, how am I supposed to know this person is gay? Like, they don't even make eye contact with a single love interest. No one has even asked them out. Like, you haven't even given them a crush. The bare minimum they have not been allowed to have. So to see this is a very nice change. But did you guys see when Monte stopped kissing that girl to show Luna her phone? And the girl was like, oh, my name is... And Monte was like, no. Do you know how mad that is? She's a bitch. Like, I would be so scared of her if I went to her school. But anyways, Obi walks Zoya home, and do you see how blatantly the doorman is taking these photos? Like, are you too purposely blind? It's not making sense, because this guy literally has his phone up. Like, are you guys not looking left, right, da? You're so infatuated with just focusing on the person in front of you. Like, guys, you guys understand you have stalkers. Also, I didn't like how dismissive Obi was to Zoe's cyberbullying situation. The fact people are online insulting her appearance, but Obi's providing no real comfort irks me. Like, what is this guy good for? Because I've seen none of it. Like, oh yeah, he's rich and he donates to charity. Okay, cool. But as a person, as a personality, what is he good for? Because he doesn't seem like that good of a boyfriend. He's just there. And then the last plot, oh my days, not even best till last, because this really upset me, because this was my favorite teacher. Out of all of them, this one was the only one that had, I don't know, some human decency, because she didn't post on that account. She knew that they were posting, conniving with the bastards, but... But she was cool and she was so pretty. Like, I've been complimenting her since the first episode. But yeah, the Asian teacher, she got set up to take the fall for these guys, because she heard reason in her husband's advice. Her husband was literally telling you guys need to lay off it, because it's really not worth it. you could lose everything if you guys get caught. And then the Asian teacher's like, oh yeah, you know what, I think you might have a point, we might have to lay off this. And then their first response is, oh, we need to set her up. Are you guys insane? And I understand no one forced her to take that tip and post it on the Gossip Girl page, but they took down the firewall and made her feel secure when they were clearly just setting her up, baiting her, and then using her as a scapegoat. Like, that was so rude. Oh my gosh. And in my mind, it's like, have you guys noticed that everyone that this white woman has targeted has been a person of color? I'm just saying, if someone turned around tomorrow and called her racist, I wouldn't question it. Because it's just feeling like too much of a coincidence. Am I wrong? Maybe I am. But yeah, that's the end of the review. Thanks for listening.